we were one of the first companies to really focus in on the physical mobility task work that we kind of recognize as a service dog for people that don't have visual impairments. We serve people with physical disabilities, hearing impairments, as well as adults and children with cognitive disabilities. And recently we're working with veterans with PTSD.
What's up, guys? It's Squadfather and Life to the Max, and we're back at it again at the Abilities Expo, but this time in Dallas. Please enjoy this Life to the Max speedcast.
Just a couple of punts, all trying to get by. Just a couple of teens, all trying to survive. Live to the max, cause you don't live it twice. Couple green thumbs, all high as a cup.
Welcome back to another episode of Life to the Max podcast. I'm your host with the most, Max Gross, and we are live at the Abilities Expo in Dallas, Texas. And today I have the honor to speak with Canine Companions, Aubree Wright. Aubree, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to be here, Max. Thank you so much for having me.
You too. So tell me what brings you out to the expo.
So I'm here to represent Canine Companions. Like you said, I work for the company that provides service dogs to individuals with disabilities. Our company is a nationwide company, so we serve all 50 states. Our regional office is in Irving, Texas, and so we're here at the DFW Abilities Expo just to get the word out and, share the good news about service dogs and how people can get that assistance.
When do you think service dogs was first I know people have used dogs for years,
Totally.
Domesticated dogs for years, like shepherd dogs and everything. But when do you think the service dog was first, the inception of service dog?
Yeah, that's a great question. So especially with our program, we are only using service dogs and that type of dog for people with physical disabilities. So guide dogs have been around for a very, very long time, but the service dog industry really became popular in the 1975 era.
Really?
We were one of the first companies to really focus in on the physical mobility task work that we kind of recognize as a service dog for people that don't have visual impairments. We serve people with physical disabilities, hearing impairments, as well as adults and children with cognitive disabilities. And recently we're working with veterans with PTSD.
Veterans with PTSD, I can see that. That's amazing what you guys are doing. That's awesome. And
Thank you.
I'm super excited to hear what you do right now. Can you explain your role?
Yeah, thanks. So I personally work as our client services program manager. So my role for the past 3 years has been working with all of our applicants as well as our graduate teams. So I get the pleasure of getting to know all the people that apply for the service dogs. I get to know them really well. We do interviews and then have them come in for a handling appointment. And then after they're placed with one of our service dogs, I get to follow them throughout their working life. So 8 to 10 years. That's going to be my job to make sure that they're continuing to be a successful team. We do in-person visits and just kind of general check-ins, again, to really make sure that the team is doing well and that the dog is healthy, happy, and still being a great service dog for those people.
When you're going through applications, is it hard to select somebody?
Sometimes I try not to be super selective. Yeah, as much as we can. We're not here to find the quote unquote perfect fit. We want to make sure we're serving as many people as we can that really do want a service dog. So our task work, like I said, is kind of the mobility task work.
Yeah.
The things that people are looking for. I want to be able to provide that to them. So I don't want to try to just discourage people from applying, but of course it is a process. People can get declined at any stage in the process, but we do have a lot of folks that are interested in our program and
I'm interested.
Yeah, totally.
I'm super interested. Because the lady from Canine for Kids, she's the one who introduced me to, because I told you about the horror story I went through.
Mm-hmm.
What type of person am I, with the type of dog you would pair with me?
So at Canine Companions, we only work with Labrador Retrievers and Golden Retrievers. I think generally for some of our clients that sit a little bit higher off the ground, I probably would look for a bigger, taller dog for something like you, so the dog can really interact closely with you. Some of our smaller females that are about 45 pounds, they are a little lower to the ground.
Oh, I
So
love
I would,
smaller,
yeah.
yeah.
I was going to say some of the smaller dogs, they're a little bit harder to engage with, but of course we would, talk to a client throughout the application process and see really what dog kind of vibes with you. And like I said, our breeds are a little bit limited, but in general, we want to make sure we're making the best match possible and just kind of assess your needs throughout that application process.
So what if it's not just me? Just like what's category am I like in the service dog world? Like 'cause the last service dog I had, like I felt like I had to feed like every time I fed him the kibble and he heard it. Like it was like he was like happy and then he was pissed and he was like, all right, well, and I'm like, I have to feed him like by the end of the day. I don't have enough tasks for him.
Yeah.
I felt so terrible, so I
Aw.
just started giving him kibble
Aw.
and he would only listen to plays. Like
Yeah,
that's it. Like
that's
I ended up giving him back to the organization, and I was just like because he wasn't serving a purpose for me, but he's an awesome dog. It
Yeah.
was just a bad pair. So
Yeah.
how would you like change that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question too. I think in general, when we're doing our assessments, we kind of consider both your needs as well as what the dog might need from an individual. So we might have a facilitator be there to just make sure the dog is safe and manageable, but they're directing the activities so that you and your service dog can go about the world and have that relationship. We would often recommend teams that have a recipient with pretty limited mobility do a lot of things like just bonding exercises. There is some food reinforcements that are involved in our program as well, but we try to make sure that the dog isn't overly distracted by food.
Can you explain that actually?
Yeah, like the food reinforcements
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
want to hear that because I'm paralyzed from the neck down. I can't give my dog food. So what do you guys do?
So oftentimes, through the facilitator, we might have them place the food on the lap of the recipient, and then we tell the dog okay, and they receive the food from the recipient's body or lap. We also have some devices that the facilitator can, click a button, and then there's food distributed from your chair or, something that we kind of modify. We kind of become MacGyvers to be creative. We truly do want to encourage that bond between the recipient who actually is going to be utilizing the service dog. But there's always going to be maybe somebody there to just kind of like help guide the activities, maybe do like hand over hand petting, grooming. Oftentimes with like meals, we might have the dog, eat out of their bowl, but either close to or on the lap of the individual. So does your chair go up and down? Yeah,
does,
so
yeah,
probably like
absolutely.
lower you down a little bit,
Yeah.
but then have the dog kind of eat from your lap, which kind of sounds silly, but it does really
No,
help.
it doesn't.
So they love food. Truly, our Labs and Goldens, their favorite thing is food, but we really want to make that an enhancement of their relationship, not the overpower.
Here's a crazy question. So I have caregivers, right? Nurses, everything. Like so many people are revolving throughout my house. How does the dog know that like I'm his owner? Like I'm the master?
Yeah, I think just a lot of the verbal reinforcements too. So we talk about food. If you talk to your dog and make sure that you're, communicating with the dog, they kind of hear and understand that you're the guy. And typically, again, with the facilitator, we try to make sure all the good stuff comes from you. So even if that means, the dog's just hanging out with you during the day, they're going to be right there with you. And then, of course, if we do need to like move you around, the facilitator can then remove the dog from, your bed or the couch or whatever that needs to look like, just so you can get your daily stuff done, but then you're still able to give cues. You can kind of help the dog understand that you're still here. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm the orchestrator, but that's okay.
Success rate good on that?
So our success rate, at least for our regional office, is about 60 to 63%
Okay.
success, which is really great. Nationwide, it kind of just varies because there's at least 6 regional offices, so that can be anywhere between 45 to 55% success rate.
Okay. What about rescues? If someone tries to rescue and turn them into service dogs?
That is a possibility. I think a lot of service dog organizations do utilize either rescues or shelter dogs, and that's always a great option. For us, we do only like utilize a specific breed, but that doesn't mean that breed is always, the best fit for every person. Just like people have their individual natures and personalities and temperaments, I think dogs also have that. So each person kind of has their own needs, and sometimes a different breed of dog can be really good for what they do need.
It's a good interview. Okay, so my last and final question: what is the toughest case? Like that case? I don't know if you guys call them cases. What's the toughest case you've ever been through working with canine companions?
Wow. Yeah, I think that that is tough. I've been with Canine Companions for over 9 years now. Um,
There's gotta be one.
I think it's not necessarily tough, but I'm gonna spin it to be positive. I think
Positive. Okay.
we had such a lovely girl, and she was pretty limited, and she's never been able to like write her name, or like write anything. But what we were able to do is again kind of get creative with some of the cues and how the dog could help her. And so we taught the dog how to like hold a piece of paper on a flat surface with their paw, and she was finally able to like write her name, and we were all just like in tears. So it wasn't necessarily like hard, but it was just so emotional, and I think stuff like that can be really rewarding because it really does change people's lives. Like people don't always like dogs are amazing, and I think people see that, but I think the benefits that really can come out of a service animal are beyond what people can even sometimes imagine.
Aubree, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Where can people find Canine Companions?
Yep. Our website is canine.org, canine.org. We're also on all social media accounts, Canine Companions. Feel free to check us out, and yep, give us a holler, all that good stuff.
It was great talking
Yeah.
to you. And
Thanks
guys,
so much, Max.
if you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, take a breath from me. Thank you.
You know the smell is potent. Never really tripping, try my best to stay focused.